Coming up on the Stifel Snow Show, some of the brightest stars in snow sport. Birds of prey take flight. Women's alpine descends on Beaver Creek, and they'll do it all with a kiss of soaring confidence. Mogul's mogul, Olivia Giaccio, masters the slopes and the classroom. Columbia's academic all-star is an Olympic powerhouse, fiercely shining with determination and drive. That's signature Jessie Diggins, and she is roaring into 2025 louder than ever. Pleasure to welcome you all to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Stifel Snow Show. I'm Rich Lerner, bringing you the latest and greatest in skiing and snowboarding from around the globe. With holiday and World Cup seasons colliding, we're giving you full access to where the magic meets the medals. Let's have a look at where members of the U.S. ski and snowboard team were competing recently. The hills are alive with Para-Alpine in Steinach am Brenner, Austria. Then we'll head cross-continent to cross-country in Davos, Switzerland. And it's men's alpine in Val d'Isère, France. Then historic women's alpine in Beaver Creek, Colorado. History in the making. For the first time ever, women conquered the legendary Beaver Creek Birds of Prey downhill course, previously reserved for men's World Cup speed events. This iconic venue welcomed the world's fastest female skiers to its challenging slopes. Before the racing even started, Lindsey Vonn reminded the world of her own legendary status attacking the downhill course. This was interesting. As a forerunner, Vonn taking the next step in her comeback following an almost 6-year retirement and a successful partial knee replacement. Vonn's unofficial run time was in striking distance of the top 10 on race day, skiing at roughly 80% of her full capacity. With the Emirates World Cup next up, Vonn poised to prove that she remains a force to be reckoned with. 2018 Olympic downhill gold medalist Olivia Giaccio returned to racing with a vengeance in Beaver Creek. The Italian speedster, sidelined since February due to a broken leg, showcased her resilience and dominance with a strong downhill, initially leading the Birds of Prey standings. But Austrian speed queen and reigning World Cup downhill champion Connie Hutter conquered the difficult course, showing impressive precision on steep technical turns. Hutter saying, "I've never skied that steep before. All in all, it was amazing." Leading the home team charge, Park City, Utah's Lauren Macuga, who recalled watching Birds of Prey as a young ski racer almost a decade ago. The 22-year-old took advantage of a clutch Vonn course report to return fast splits. Macuga finished with a career-best 4th place, saying, "Last year I thought getting 30th in the World Cup was crushing it, so to start with a 4th is crazy." Hutter ultimately took the top spot. Giaccio 2nd, and 3rd place went to last year's overall World Cup winner, Laura Gut-Berami. Teams camaraderie and teams showing up for it. Macuga citing Vonn as getting her hyped and ready to go. Add a dash of hugs and champagne, and we'll show you the teamwork and smiles combined for the ultimate positive vibes recipe. Love it. And the Super G, it was Italy's Olivia Giaccio with course report intel from longtime friend and forerunner Lindsey Vonn, who would pull out all the stops. Giaccio, 14 months out from Milan Cortina, the Olympic Games. 32-year-old showing once again why she is poised to be a home country star, racing to 1st place and celebrating with a mini samba reminiscent of Brazil's Lucas Pinheiro Broughton the week prior. Swiss star Laura Gut-Berami also skied to her 2nd podium finish of the weekend. After her win, Giaccio expressed her gratitude to who else but Lindsey Vonn.
I was coming in the Stargate to warm myself up again, and I received her call. Everyone at the other door was watching the TV, and I was at the phone with Lindsey, like watching, and she was explaining me, and I said, thanks. Yeah, I really have to say thanks to her because I really trust her. What she says is Bible for me. I love to race in America. It's now more than 1 month I am here in Colorado, but I miss a bit Italian pasta.
Go enjoy that pasta.
Thank you. For sure, tomorrow night I get 1 kilo.
Can we get a little cacio e pepe? Now, putting a button on historic Beaver Creek, our Cara Banks caught up with the one and only Lindsey Vonn. After looking World Cup ready at Birds of Prey, Vonn talked comeback, the age issue, and the quickly approaching Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, which are fully on her radar. Here's a portion of that conversation.
Lindsey Vonn, chapter 2, I guess you're back. We have so much to speak about. How confident are you now that you can compete still against what is now the current crop of races on the World Cup?
I have no doubt that I can compete with them. You know, I've trained with probably the top 10, top 20, even the top 30 girls for the last few weeks. Some days I was winning training, some days I wasn't. You know, I was testing a lot of equipment, and I'm sure they were too, but I'm right there with them.
I know you have high expectations of yourself, Lindsey. What are you hoping to achieve through all of this?
I do want to compete in Cortina, but, you know, I have a long ways to go, and that's why I'm not rushing things now. I'm taking it step by step. I'm getting back in the swing of things. I'm taking this season as a preparation for next season. So when I don't win right off the bat, I hope people understand that it's not because I can't, it's because I'm working my way back in. I don't need to take any risks right now. I need to stay on my feet, get some solid results, you know, get my confidence, and be ready for next year.
A lot of people have commented on your age, but I want to ask you, is 40 just a number?
I mean, like, listen, if I had let myself go and, you know, I had a beer belly and it was like, you know, wow, she shouldn't be out there, then that's one thing. But I have stayed in shape the whole time because I love working out, not for any other reason. And I have more experience than most of the racers on the World Cup. You know, in downhill, experience matters. And age is not a bad thing. You know, there are men that have won Olympic medals at age 42, and they're hailed as amazing. But for some reason, me as a woman running at 40, that's a problem. And I don't like that comparison. I think we're all individuals and we have our own strengths and weaknesses. And just because I'm 40 doesn't mean that I'm not capable of succeeding in anything I choose, let alone skiing.
Well, you're about to prove them all wrong. We can't wait to watch. I just wanted to ask lastly, I know it's been a big part of your journey over the last few years, but what would your mum say about this decision?
Don't ask me that, I'm gonna start crying. I hope she'd be proud.
She'd be proud. You got us all believing in the impossible, Lindsey. Good luck. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Heartfelt moment from one of the all-time greats with a full interview available on the NBC Sports YouTube channel. Where success truly meets success, the Stifel Bibble Award is given to a World Cup alpine racer wearing the highest bib number and moving up the most in the standings. She may be from tiny Strawberry, California, but Keely Cashman won big in the Super G when, with a stellar run, she ascended from bib 44 to 21st. Did we mention the prize is $5,000? Very, very sweet, Keely. Life can be all sorts of bumps, twists, and turns. 2022 Beijing Olympian Olivia Giaccio working it all out with solid footing and foundation when we return. She is balancing life as an Olympian and a student at Columbia University. We tagged along with a Redding, Connecticut native who's making an undeniable mark on the sport of freestyle moguls skiing, and as an undergrad in New York City. 24-year-old Olivia Giaccio is our Stifel Spotlight.
I think I tend to fly a little bit under the radar at campus. It kind of feels like I'm leading a double life in a sense, being both a normal student and an Olympic skier. I'm always juggling a lot of things between school and skiing. It takes quite a lot of time management and organization to be able to keep track of everything that I need to do to be able to perform my best in both areas. I entered Columbia thinking I wanted to be an English major, but stumbled upon a social psychology class. The content was not only fascinating, but it also had a ton of parallels to my own life.
Stress, anxiety, her ruminating thoughts.
As early as backflips are the first few tricks that I learned. I've always had to kind of battle a lot of fear with that. Being a psychology major at Columbia, I can draw to that and know that when I can put my headspace in a certain place, that my behavior will kind of follow through the way my muscle memory wants it to. In my college admissions essay, I described my feeling of being in the gate and watching the crowd below me at Deer Valley.
Olivia Giaccio, her last name means ice in Italian.
It's funny to think of how far I've come. Having everything come together with the Cork 10 at home was just amazing.
And look at
No way!
the 10.
Oh,
Wow.
I can still be a little bit in awe of it at this point, the fact that all of my hard work came to the forefront at that particular moment.
Throwing it down tonight at Deer Valley, under the lights.
How the result had unfolded was very magical for me. I think with combining both aspects of my life, there's inevitably parts that I'm going to miss on both ends. For instance, I missed homecoming because I was training with my strength coach, or there are certain classes where I won't be in person for that. My teammates tend to joke that I'm always on a Zoom meeting and I'll be taking my finals probably somewhere between Alpe d'Huez and Georgia. However, combining both skiing and my college education, I think have brought about a ton of benefits. And this is truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. These last few years that I've attended Columbia, every year that I step into that first starting gate, I felt more prepared than ever before.
Remarkable young woman. And what are her finals at Columbia? Well, Giaccio did indeed take her last college exam and apparently her first horseback ride a world away, where she will compete next in Bakiriani, Georgia. She's inspiring others to rise and keep fighting for their dreams, and she's rejoicing in every glitter-filled moment. Jessie Diggins, the one and only, with us next. What's Stifel Snow Show without a quote from Vincent van Gogh? Once describing sunshine, Van Gogh said how beautiful yellow is. Fitting that Jessie Diggins, known for her shimmering warmth, has worn the yellow bib as the overall leader of the World Cup season countless times. This 2024-25 season, as it stands, is no different for the Afton, Minnesota native. Yet the most accomplished U.S. cross-country skier in the sport's history would rather thank her fans and wax texts before she gathers all the golden rays for herself. That's just who Jessie Diggins is, and we are thrilled to have her with us today from Italy. Jessie, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get right to it, shall we? You're a two-time overall World Cup champion, including last season. 73 podiums. You're in rarefied air, but it hasn't been easy. What are the challenges that you have faced, and what's the message you really want people to hear, Jessie?
Yeah, I've been very, very outspoken about my mental health journey because I think it's important for people to know that athletes who they watch on TV and cheer for are also just humans, and we have our ups and downs and we have our struggles. And so last season, I went through a relapse of my eating disorder prior to the World Cup race season. And I had to reach out to my care team and get a lot of help from a lot of people. And I was able to get healthy again and able to have my best season ever. I guess my biggest message to people is that it's okay if you need a lot of people in your corner.
Curious, Jessie, where are you in your prep for the upcoming grueling Tour de Ski?
Yeah, so right now I'm training in Anhalt, Italy, which is about 30 minutes away from Toblach, where the tour starts. It's a little bit of a whirlwind of training right now, just getting ready for the tour, doing some intensity, some strength, some long skis, and then I'm going to have a small taper down so that I can come into the tour with good energy.
Your sport is intense. You've talked about going into the pain cave. What is this pain cave all about?
Yeah, so the pain cave is how we explain that very special place that you go to in hard endurance events. And for me, it comes with some pretty interesting and specific symptoms like my vision tinting and blurring. This last 20K race we had in Davos, my teeth felt like they were buzzing. Like I could feel the lactic acid even in my mouth, which was definitely an exciting and new thing for me. And I feel like the more I race and the harder I push myself and the stronger I get mentally, the more I'm able to make friends with pain and shake hands with it. And instead of fearing it, I feel like, oh, like this is a sign that I am getting the absolute most that I can out of my body. And I think that's one of my secrets to success in the sport is instead of being worried and nervous and scared of how much it's going to hurt, I've learned to embrace it and see it as a sign that I am reaching my full potential on that day. And it's not about the results. It's just about, am I getting the most that I can out of my body right now?
Shake hands with pain. No more complaining from me when I have a long walk to the gate at the airport, I promise. Jessie, you're from Afton, Minnesota, and a dream became a reality for you this past February when the Stifel Lafayette Cup was held in Minneapolis. Why was that so meaningful for you to have the World Cup in your home state?
This was something that I had wanted my whole life, to be able to ski and bring the excitement and electric energy of the biggest race circuit in the world back to my home community, because these are the people that raised me. You know, like my high school biology teacher was there, and they were the ones who were letting me go on the road for ski trips and helping me make up my homework afterwards. So all of these amazing people who have been such a huge part of my life and my journey as an athlete got to be there. And it was also super emotional for me because I raced 301 World Cups in every country but my own. And I finally got to race in Minnesota in the winter. So I had a lot of happy tears, but it was honestly the most emotionally charged moments of my entire career, including winning the Olympics. Like, this was something that I had been dreaming of forever. And so I'm just so intensely grateful to everyone who made it happen.
We recently saw you sledding under the moonlight in Davos, Switzerland. This sounds like a lot of fun. Why are those team-building moments so important, Jessie?
Well, I think we spend so much time on snow and in the pain cave together, but it's really important to get to know each other off the snow, just as humans, have moments to feel goofy and relaxed and carefree and have it not be all about racing and results. So yeah, we had a little moonlight sledding session. And then when we were in Lillehammer, I got a chance to go find this local art store. And then we all put up Bob Ross on the big screen and we followed along with painting a frosty winter scene, and it was fun and goofy, and it was just a fun way for everyone to unwind and do something together as a team that had nothing to do with athletics.
We'll be watching you in Italy at the Tour de Ski, and we wish you all the very best. Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you.
Stay with us. More from the STIFEL Snow Show right after this. Last week, we told you about Paralympian Andrew Kurka's multitude of talents in the world of Alaskan B&B ownership, design, and construction. This week, it is straight to the Para-Alpine World Cup opener for the Paralympic gold medalist from Palmer, Alaska. He's got a need for speed, this guy, barreling down mountains in a sit ski. His custom Toyota-engineered rig in Steinach-am-Brenner, Austria. Kurka finished just off the podium in fourth in the Super G men's sitting class. After the first World Cup of the season, Kurka declaring himself getting faster every day. 2022 Beijing Paralympic snowboarder Zach Miller has said a goal is to be, quote, a guy you always want out on the hill with you. Add, a guy you want out on the road with you, too.
Hi, I'm Zach Miller on the Toyota US Para Snowboard team. I live in Salt Lake City, and basically every day I wake up and I commute up to Park City, where the Center of Excellence is. That's where I train and just focus on becoming the best athlete I can be. One morning, I was on my way up there, and as I was going up Parley's Canyon, I just kind of noticed this truck that had some weird white smoke coming out the bottom of it. Just kind of ducking my head to see if I could spot the problem, and that was when I saw flames coming out of his engine bay. And so I just started waving to get his attention. You know, luckily, he put his hazards on, get onto the shoulder, and he rolls his window down. I'm like,
"Your truck is on fire! You're on fire! Yeah! Yeah!"
I don't think he really understood, so we had to go back and forth for a little bit, but eventually he jumps out of the truck, and we go around to the other side. We see that the engine's still on fire.
You have a fire extinguisher with you?
But after we, made sure that the fire was out, we were just kind of standing there on like the edge of the highway, just like trying to wrap our brains around it. And that was when I finally looked over at him and I was just like, "You good?" And he's like, "Bro, I'm pretty sure you saved my life today." And just came over and gave me the biggest hug there on the side of the highway. I was like, "Dude, it's all good. I'm just glad I could help, and I'm glad you pulled over. Glad we got it taken care of." I got his phone number. I check in with him every now and then. So I think we'll be friends for a while now, yeah.
Talk about roadside assistance. Miller captured it all on his GoPro and posted it to social media, where it has since racked up over 60 million views and climbing, a now viral video of Paralympic proportions. Perfect for holiday viewing. We've got free ski halfpipe at the Toyota U.S. Grand Prix, December 22nd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Then December 28th and 29th, look for women's giant slalom and slalom from Austria on Peacock. And the note for the new year, a special hour-long STIFEL Snow Show, Episode 3, airing on January 11th at 2 p.m. on CNBC. We'll be joined in studio by Olympic champion Peekaboo Street. Well, that's it for this week, our final edition of 2024. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time in 2025.